Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy announced a sweeping plan to restructure the federal workforce, targeting remote employees and eliminating what they call wasteful spending. The proposed Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, aims to slash $2 trillion from the federal budget.
So there was this moment in the Twitter takeover where Elon sends his email and he says, and the line is, what did you get done this week?
Whoa.
What did you get done this week? And in the context of Silicon Valley companies, that was a provocative statement because a lot of Silicon Valley companies take months or years to do anything. But imagine that statement being applied to the government.
Oh my God.
Right? Like the level of like accelerated, like, okay, what are the problems? How are we going to fix them? And what have you gotten done this week?
Yeah. You think debanking upended some lives?
Yes, exactly. So yes, what have you done this week? And by the way, when Elon runs this, it's actually interesting. A guy just tweeted or posted or tweeted what it's like to work for Elon at his AI company, XAI. And he said Elon came in last week and he said Elon spent 18 hours at the office and in 5-minute chunks. And it was each person had a 5-minute speaking slot to explain to Elon what they were doing.
Wow.
And he did that for, 5 times whatever, right? 18 hours.
Jesus Christ.
And so think about what that meant. Every employee had an opportunity to tell the big boss what they were working on. Every employee had an opportunity to be recognized for their effort. Every employee had an opportunity to get live feedback from the big boss who had a comprehensive overview of everything as to what they should be doing.
Whoa.
And there's no place to hide. Right.
Whoa.
And think of how different it is for a company to be run that way.
Right.
Then even, again, the Valley companies generally are quite well run by sort of business standards. And even that, like that's the level of intensity that most Valley companies aren't even close to.
Now imagine that applied to government.
To government.
And it's just...
And again, this is the kind of thing. There's no law that, like, there's no reason it can't be done. There's no law that prevents that. There's nothing in the Constitution that says you can't do that. It's a choice. How the government is run is a choice on the part of the executive branch and the president for how it's going to get run.
Elon Musk, known for his aggressive business practices, and Vivek Ramaswamy, a biotech entrepreneur and former presidential candidate, are spearheading a controversial initiative to reform the federal government under a hypothetical Trump administration. Their plans were detailed in a joint op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, where they outlined the creation of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. The department, they claim, would streamline government operations by enforcing in-person work requirements, reducing civil service protections, and cutting unauthorized spending. Musk and Ramaswamy criticized the current federal workforce, with Musk stating, "If federal employees don't want to show up, American taxpayers shouldn't pay them for the COVID-era privilege of staying home." A key target is remote work. A 2022 audit revealed that 228,000 federal employees, or 10% of the civilian workforce, work entirely remotely. The duo argues this arrangement hampers efficiency and accountability, proposing stricter in-office mandates. Ramaswamy told Fox News, "Most people don't even show up to work. Agencies outside of D.C. make more sense." The restructuring plan includes the elimination of entire agencies, relocation of others from Washington, and extensive reductions in force to circumvent traditional civil service protections. Critics, including unions, warn this could disproportionately harm veterans, who comprise nearly 30% of the federal workforce. Randy Irwin, president of the National Federation of Federal Employees, responded sharply, saying, "Nearly 500,000 veterans will go jobless if this plan is implemented." Musk and Ramaswamy also identified over $500 billion in what they call unauthorized annual spending, including funds allocated to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and Planned Parenthood. They argue this spending violates congressional intent and must be addressed to achieve their ambitious savings goal. Despite its bold promises, analysts highlight potential shortcomings in the DOGE plan. The federal workforce accounts for only 4.3% of the budget, meaning drastic cuts would yield relatively small overall savings. The largest expenditures, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, are excluded from their cost-cutting measures due to Trump's pledge not to touch these programs. Union leaders and civil servants are preparing for intense resistance. "We are getting ready for a really, really big fight," said Irwin. Meanwhile, the inclusion of polarizing figures like Marjorie Taylor Greene in Congress's oversight of the restructuring has intensified concerns about partisanship and fairness. While some dismiss DOGE as a political stunt, its potential implications for federal operations and worker protections make it a critical topic for the 2024 campaign trail.